What's up, YouTube? It's me, the Artisan MC, and today I'm going to review the final episode of Blue Eye Samurai. Now, I just finished this watch of this not a minute before, and I'm still having a mix of feelings about how it ended. I will say this: I don't think the ending was bad. I think it was a different direction because of the sense it left me feeling really tense. And me feeling tense and animated while I'm watching something means I'm into the story. And that's what it did. So because it did that, I can't say that the ending was bad in a sense. I can't say the ending was bad. I can just say the ending left me a little bit frustrated. I can say that. Now, before the ending, what do we have? We're at the castle, and Lord Daichi is holding his daughter Akimi hostage and kind of taunting her with what's going to happen. And while he is there taunting his daughter, she is rescued by Seki, who comes to her aid and puts a sword to Lord Daichi's neck so she can't escape. Now that was a pretty telling scene because, for what I understand, Seki and Lord Daichi were kind of boys. They're kind of boys. So the fact that he had to put a sword to his homeboy's neck about his homeboy's daughter is saying a lot of how far Lord Daichi had strayed off the reservation. Now, Akimi gets freed, and they go to make their way out of the castle. Now, prior to this, you see Mizu and Ringo showing up to the castle and going over the plan, and that Ringo is supposed to wait in the North Sewer for Akimi to arrive and spirit her away from the castle. Mizu was going to go in and try to find Akimi and Abijah Fowler and kill him. Now, this sounds like a good plan. The other thing that happens at this time is that the Shogun's sons actually meet with Abijah Fowler. And Abijah delivers on the gold he promised and really tries to influence the sons to letting him meet the Shogun himself, which the older son, tells him it won't happen. It's not able to happen. All right, kind of quiets that down. Now, all these pieces are coming together, and I'm wondering at the time how all of this is going to finish up in a really short amount of time. And I can say for the most part they did really good, because what they took time in doing is letting you know where each one of these characters were, where they stood, and what their end goal pretty much was. Now, once inside, Mizu does eventually meet up with Akimi. And Akimi is not fucking feeling her at all. Akimi is still relating to her like a guy, but she's not feeling her. She tells her flat out, we're not friends. And like, yeah, y'all not. So get over yourself. But Mizu is there saving Akimi and tells Akimi and Seki where to go to escape, and that Ringo will be there to help them. Now, while Ringo is there securing the North Sewer entrance, he gets into a fight with a couple of samurai, and one of the samurai blocks his attack and turns out to be Taigen. Taigen has stolen some armor and he is there to warn the Shogun. Ringo tries to tell him about Mizu's plan. He don't want to hear that shit because Mizu has no honor and does not care. But Taigen convinces Ringo to go with him to warn the Shogun. Now, this part pissed me the fuck off because Ringo's good dumbass had one job. Your job was to be there to get Ikemi out. And he got swept up with Taigen. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, sure, Chester. Like, that pissed me off. That was when I first started getting amped and animated watching this animation. Because him walking away from what he's supposed to do is like, oh my fucking God. You just got these people killed. I was pissed. I was pissed at Ringo. It was stupid ass. Now, true enough, Taigen and Ringo do get inside to warn the Shogun. Ringo helps. But I'm still pissed off at Ringo. You ass. You ass. I mean, what the fuck? You had one job. Now, without his help, Ikemi and Seki do make their way to get out of the castle. And through Ringo's efforts with Taigen, they're able to warn the Shogun, who does get the understanding or the visual that, yeah, Fowler is marching through town and coming to the castle. Now, what we see here is a very quick hostile overthrow of a government. And you find out what happens when people with swords stands up to people with guns. A lot of people get cut down because they don't understand apparently what they're dealing with. Now, this gets us into the finale, which I'm not going to spoil for you. The finale was kind of lit. It was brutal. It was surprising. And there were a lot of moments where you just really understand how twisted off. Let me take that back. You understand how much Abijah Fowler doesn't necessarily care. He's not twisted off in that sense. Everything he does is very controlled and very methodical and very much just because. It's not like he has a detachment or anything like that. He just doesn't care. He knows what he's doing and why he's doing it. And he's doing it willingly with no qualms about it. He does not care. He's just doing what he's going to be doing. But what he does is seen as some of the most violent shit. Now, inevitably, you end up into a situation where Mizu does finally get to meet up with Abijah Fowler again. And that situation, I relished. I really did relish that. That she finally got face to face with him again and was able to actually try to fight with him. Now, I'll say this. This is where pretending to be a man works to your detriment. Because they see her as a man, every shot she takes is hard as hell. Because Abijah Fowler does not know she's a woman. So he gives her the gusto. And apparently he is not even a dirty fighter. He's just a brute. God dang. He is just a brute. And since she's given away so much size and weight, she's having to constantly get up from the shit. Now, there was a good scene that I liked in this where Taigen and Mizu end up sparring with Fowler. They have him cornered. It's the two of them and him. And I'm thinking, Phantom Menace. Like, yeah, you might got a chance, but you're not a Sith, but you might have a chance. I was wrong. They ain't have a fucking chance. Abijah beat both their asses, dude. I'm like, damn. And he did it with a good move, y'all. He did it with a good move. It was a good move. It was a legitimately good move. I'm like, hey, that would work. That would do it. He's just too much for him. He is just too much for him. Too much mass, too much just brute in him that he hit these fools and they go down hard. Right? Now, the teller in this is that during this fight, it ends up being Akimi and just Fowler. And as the last ditch moment while he's trying to run to save his ass, Akimi throws a candle and sets the fucking tatami mats and stuff on fire, and the whole castle starts going up. Now, this is when Akimi, but Mizu does become the Orin. She is a demon at this point because she set this whole place on fire and she don't give a damn about the fire. She is strolling through there like it's a pleasant day in Sunny Hill, looking for Abijah's ass with a blade in her hand. And Abijah is running like, this motherfucker crazy. Look who talking. And so while she stalks him like a horror movie, she just stalks him with the flame behind her and stuff like that. Like she don't even feel it. I'm liking that scene, dude, because she is a woman on a mission at this point. She's burning with the fires of vengeance, man. You don't feel it. Don't even feel it. She just stalking him. And they end up into a final confrontation. Now, this is where I end up having my most tense moment. Like if you watch the Patreon viewing, right? If you watch it on Patreon and you see me watching shit, I'm talking all over the scene because I'm that invested in the scene at this moment. Like, I'm invested. It had me animated and vocal at the same time, and I couldn't stop it. Which means most people could see that as being an irritation, right? I was irritated, but the fact that I was irritated means that it was actually good because it had me invested. It had my investment in what was happening in that scene. I was there in the scene. So because it got me that engaged, that means it's actually good, not in a bad way, in a good way. So yeah, I was frustrated either way, but it was a good frustration because the story had drew me in. It wasn't a pissed off frustration like this is so fucking stupid. It wasn't that. Okay, so shout out to Jane Wu for the writing of that because yeah, I was on the edge of my seat when it came up when the ending finally came. Now it ends on a note to where you understand that being one season of this and positive reviews that there will be a second season. And it ends in a way that shows you there will be a second season. What that second season is, I'm not going to tell you. But, it's been out for a while. You can probably watch it and find out in 5 minutes. But I will say I would be interested in watching this. And I would be interested in watching this for the same reason I enjoy the English on Amazon. For the same reason, because there was a point in the English where you learned why the show was called the English and where some of these people came from, especially the one this crazy dude, where did he come from? So I would look forward to that in a second season. I look forward to it. I'm still irritated by one thing, but I will look forward to the second season. So, on the whole, I really enjoyed the show. I really did. And I don't know why anybody should be surprised, even though it's a female character. I enjoyed the show, but I enjoyed the show. I mean, I sit up here doing this review right now, and I'm looking at Ghost in the Shell right in front of me. Female character. Love the show. A lot of things get missed nowadays where they think people complain about shows just because there's a female lead or anything like that. It's not because there's a female lead. It's because the female lead is not compelling, and the female lead is just a foil for all this feminist propaganda they want to push out to downgrade men and everything else. There were sprinkles of that in this show, but the show did not lean on that. There are sprinkles of Mary Sueism in the show from the start, but it does not lean on that. You see this character of Mizu actually taking her bumps, getting beat up, and everything. You see her pulling herself back. And that made the story more compelling because you're seeing a woman with flaws. Because Mizu, in and of herself, is not a good person. She is not a good person. You realize she just kills people wantonly. Yeah, maybe they deserve it, but even she knows she's not a good person. No, she doesn't have honor. She has vengeance. She ain't worried about the honor part. So I enjoyed the show. I will look forward to seeing season 2. I thank you all for watching this, and I look forward to the next anime that I can review because I haven't watched a lot of anime in a few. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Blue Eye Samurai. Good anime. If you think so, you don't think so, leave a comment down below and like, share, subscribe. Support this stream if you feel so inclined. I have been artisanmc, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.